Good evening guys and welcome to another Football Manager 2015 experiment with me, James from the Football Manager WizKids. Now I know you've probably seen one or two of these Football Manager 2015 experiments with Jurgen Klopp at Liverpool recently, but mine is a little bit different, it's with a twist and it's a little unique. Okay, so Klopp to the top. Can this man, the man that the club wanted, take the great Liverpool, the red side of Liverpool, to the top of the Premier League where they've always thought they should be and where they want to be? He's brought in a few members of his own staff, so we'll show you them before we show you the unique twist that I've added to the experiment. So the man he brought in, who he had at Borussia Dortmund, is Željko Buvac, the Bosnian 52-year-old assistant manager who looks pretty damn handy on Football Manager 2015, so he could come in very, very well for Jurgen Klopp in his race to the top of the Premier League. Now the only other one I've seen him brought in is a German coach called Peter Kravitz, who's got also very, very handy attributes when it comes to being a top coach. And of course, he has been a coach underneath Klopp before, which will also be very key in his charge to the top of the Premier League. So as I show you the opening Premier League screen here, as you can see, Liverpool will open against Watford. But what is the unique twist that Klopp has in his favour? Now, for a bit of fun and to make it different to other Klopp experiments at Liverpool, I've added 4 former players of Liverpool in a fantasy world that they would not have sold, and would they have helped the cause and fired them to the top of the Premier League. Let's have a look at the 4 players I've brought in. The first one is Raheem Sterling, the one that Liverpool fans got pretty upset about seeing their teenage sensation moving to Manchester, the blue side. It must have been a bitter pill to swallow, but Raheem Sterling has been brought back to Liverpool to play under Jurgen Klopp. Can Klopp get the best out of the young man? The next one is Mr Fernando Torres. Now arguably he had his best spell of his career, scoring 65 goals in 102 appearances for Liverpool. Still valued at 11 million on the game, age 30 now, but can Klopp get Fernando Torres firing for Liverpool in this fantasy experiment of Klopp to the top with Liverpool in the Premier League? That's right, it's Luis Suarez, probably going to be starting along with either Torres, Benteke, Ings, or more likely Daniel Sturridge. We had to bring him back. What a career he had at Liverpool. 110 appearances, 69 goals. A little bit controversial, but his football has done the talking at Barcelona. So he comes back at Liverpool to play under Jurgen Klopp. Let's see how he gets on. And you guessed it, we could not have done this fantasy experiment without bringing the man, the legend, Mr Gerrard, Stevie G, back to Anfield, back to where he belongs. Age 34, in the twilight of his career, 2-year contract at Liverpool under Klopp. Would Steven Gerrard have left Liverpool had Klopp taken charge? Would Klopp have assured him he was going to be playing? Had this move happened a lot earlier, Brendan Rodgers was sacked a while ago, would Klopp have kept Steven Gerrard at Liverpool and probably captain and get the best out of him in the last couple of years of his career? Who knows? Let's see how he works under Klopp. Let's see if these 4 players, Raheem Sterling, Fernando Torres, Luis Suarez, Steven Gerrard, can fire Liverpool and Jurgen Klopp to the top of the Premier League, because these are 4 of the best players they've had over the last few years. The only ones probably missing would have been Jamie Carragher, but I didn't want to bring him out of retirement to create his stats when Football Manager already has these players' attributes in the game and ready to go. So let's see if Jurgen Klopp can get Liverpool to the top of the league in one season. Okay guys, so a quick update on the Premier League table. Now, as you can see, it's February 1st, the transfer window is closed. We will get to the transfers in a moment, but here is a quick look at the Premier League table as it stands with Jurgen Klopp in his journey to the top. He's 16 points away from first place, so it's looking highly unlikely, but 10 wins in 24 games, 4 draws and too many losses it seems. I think his job might be under pressure. 42 goals scored, 31 conceded, 34 points currently. He's probably closer to the bottom end of the table than he is at the top, so he's probably vying now for a spot in the Champions League, but probably have to settle for a Europa League spot. Now let's have a look at the transfers he's brought in and tried to change it up at Liverpool. So the player Jurgen Klopp has sold is 11.5 million. John Flanagan, it's quite a good price for him to Southampton. Jose Enrique, 3.1 million, returns to Newcastle. Kolo Toure for under 200 grand, a bargain for Swansea. Lucas Leiva, who once upon a time on Football Manager, I think 2013, you were able to get around 40 million for. He now joins Lazio for 4.1 million, while youngster Jerome Sinclair goes to Brentford on loan. Now the players he's brought in, he's went to Germany, he knows Germany, he's brought in Joel Matip for 12.5 million, Sonder Rosbach, the good young goalkeeper, for 550,000, 12.5 million, seen the Hulk come in from Zenit, and a cheap deal from Man City for 3.5 million sees Alexander Kolarov come into the club. Now let's zip forward to the end of the season, and hopefully Klopp is still on the job and see how we got on. And of course, we'll check to see how the players such as Raheem Sterling, Fernando Torres, Luis Suarez, and the king, the hero, Steven Gerrard got on for the season. So guys, we'll zip forward to the end of the season. Now we're going to show you the Premier League season as it stands after season 1 under Jurgen Klopp. Now since the end of the January update, they have moved up one place and finished 6th in the league, being pipped to 5th by their local rivals Everton, winning 20 games in total, losing 13, which is far too many for a club of Liverpool's stature. 5 draws, 72 goals, 45 conceded, finishing on 65 points and 10 points behind a Champions League spot, and a mammoth 25 points behind the title winners Manchester City. Let's check out how Klopp's boys Sterling, Suarez, Torres and Gerrard got on playing for the club that they love. First up, El Nino, Fernando Torres, the number 16 of Liverpool FC. Now, 13 appearances, pretty poor in total all season, but although he did have a poor season, he got 6 goals and 1 assist in those, which is pretty decent, and a 6.96 average over the season. The £50 million man to Manchester City, Raheem Sterling, made 47 plus sub-appearances, 15 goals, 9 assists, and a 7.2 average, looking pretty decent in the Liverpool side. The legend that is Steven Gerrard, of course, topping up his Liverpool appearances, this time 24 appearances from the bench, 8 starts, 3 goals, 3 assists, and a poor 6.80 average, and it's clear that the veteran midfielder, 35 years old, is on the decline for Liverpool, and didn't really help much to the cause of Jurgen Klopp. And finally, the one we thought that really would make a difference, valued at £54 million, Luis Suarez scored 36 goals in 51 starts, 3 appearances from the bench, 3 penalties scored out of 3, 5 assists, 10 man of the match, and a brilliant 7.64 average. So he was probably the best player out of the 4, and he was the one that really did push Liverpool into that Europa League spot. Now this is the team that Liverpool ended up with. Klopp, a pretty good team to be fair. Not really any excuses for not making the top 6, in which he just managed to do. So fair play to him for that. But Jurgen Klopp could not fire Liverpool, the new club that he has, with the Fantasy 4 signings to the top of the Premier League. And that's how it finished, guys. Liverpool, of course, 6th in the league. Luis Suarez, 25 goals in the Premier League, top goal scorer. And Philippe Coutinho of Liverpool getting 12 assists, making him just behind Juan Mata in 2nd. And that is how the season's finished. A 1-3 defeat at home to West Ham done Liverpool out of a victory and a chance of finishing 5th in the league, which of course would not have made a difference because Everton got a 2-0 win away to Southampton. But it's been disappointing, but it's been a bit of fun. It's Klopp to the top that didn't quite make it, but he's probably still on a job. And it'll be interesting to see how he goes in real life and how he gets on. Anyway, thanks for checking out Klopp to the Top Fantasy Edition. Thanks, and I'll see you again soon.